Hey everyone, how are we doing today? So before I get into this video, let me just say everything I say, everything I do is my opinion. Please feel free to do your own research and come to your own conclusions. Brilliant, thank you. Can you please remember to like, share and comment to bring more people to my channel, please? Thank you. Okay, so I spent the best part of an hour watching Katie crying tonight. So I'm going to load it up on my phone, Katie's video, and I'm just going to play it through the mic and give my reactions and my responses to her questions. Again, I did try to reach out to Katie, but I'm blocked. I did leave a message on the channel on that video, and I would like to speak to her. She wants people to speak to her, and she says that she thinks that people will think different of her if they know her. So I tried to reach out to speak to her, to have a FaceTime with her, but sadly, no, I blocked. Okay, so, right, I'm going to try to be as kind as I possibly can with this. And that's really all I can say. Let's do this.
Hi guys, how are you? How is everyone? Oh, I accidentally knocked a button when I hit one of your comments, Rebecca. You said hey guys, and I accidentally somehow bumped this thing and indirectly hit
Okay,
you
we
by
don't need this
accident.
bit.
I don't know how that's personal life, which I cannot talk about. It's been a really stressful week, and obviously there's been a lot going on in my personal life, which I cannot talk about, and it's been really hard because I have always been a really open person with you guys, and I've always told you guys what's going on in my life, and it's been really hard not to want to scream from the rooftops about things that I know that I can't tell you guys, and things that are going on that I can't share. And it's been hard because you know who you are, and you just kind of watch people talk about you, and it's this weird place where you have a lot of people with a lot of eyes on you, and it's not anything I've ever been used to, and I've never had this amount of eyeballs on me in my entire career, and it's at times been very overwhelming, but I think I'm doing a pretty good job of managing everything and trying to stay focused.
Yeah, I have to disagree there. I don't think you're managing very well. I don't think you're managing people watching you very well. I don't think you're managing running your channel very well. And forgive me for jumping in with that. I know that I'm only a very new channel, but I see a lot of issues with your channel. A lot of issues that you yourself could actually change. So let's get back into this.
And motivated and making sure that I'm putting out content, and even though there's times where I feel really down and really depressed, not depressed, just really overwhelmed, and really the weight of the world is on my shoulders, or everyone hates me. That's a really hard place to be in when you are dealing.
Okay, so I don't think everybody hates you, Katie. I don't think people like you because of your actions, but I don't think they hate you. In honesty, I don't hate you. I don't like you very much because I think you have an attitude problem and you talk to people like they're below you, and generally you treat people like they're below you, and that's been proven time and time again, whether it be online or offline, to be honest. Even the things I've seen about you offline, you're rude, you're obnoxious, and just not a very nice person in all, really. Okay, let's get back into this.
With anything, it's hard when you feel like everyone hates you,
Mm.
and it's hard when you feel like you're say or do, they hate you. You could be really happy about something and really excited about something and they still hate you. And you could just want to share your.
But Katie, the only time you really show any real excitement or happiness is when you're trying to rip someone down. So how can people join in your happiness there? How can they share your happiness there when the only time you really truly seem to be happy is when you're ripping people apart?
Happiness and they still hate you, you know, and then it gets really overwhelming because you feel like nothing I say matters because they're going to hate me anyways. And all you want is a chance.
No, that's not right, Katie. Don't do that. It's not no matter what you say, people will hate you anyway. I would say the majority of people don't hate you. They dislike you. But hate's an awfully strong word. As I said, I don't hate you.
For you to be seen, and all you want is a chance for you to be heard, and all you want is to scream what you know and you can't. So, I know this is all super vague, but I just wanted to thank those of you that don't hate me and that have been sending me messages. I don't respond to messages. I really haven't been for a few months now, and like I was just like looking at my inbox and my Instagram, and I was like, oh my god, I have like over 100 messages in there.
But how many chances should people give you, Katie? Because you have ripped people apart. There are people sending death threats to people in your name. They're even sort of tagging you in the threats. And they're threatening people's children, Katie. You need to call them back. You need to tell them to stop this. They're doing it in your name. You need to stop it to prove to people that you're actually trying to make a difference. And if you told these people to stop attacking other people in your name, I'm pretty sure they would.
More than 100 messages in there, and I'm like, oh my goodness. The problem is that I've lost people that I think weren't even haters. You know, like I feel like people right now just have this idea about me that's not who I am, and I feel like um, I've just lost people that don't hate me, but they've been wrapped up in things. But you know, I just want to tell people that I'm really grateful. You know, for all of your support. I want to say that I'm grateful for all of you guys that have, you know, been in my live streams, that have stuck up for me, that have said things in comments, that have sent me messages of support, that have just said that they see me, that they've heard me, and you know, it feels really ridiculous because you're like, I gotta put my glasses on. I've not wanted to be playing like I'm some sort of victim because I don't believe that I am. But I'm stressed, you know, when you're stressed out, it's hard.
But that's the thing, Katie, you do play the victim a lot. And you are rude and aggressive. And you go after people. And that's why you do. Everyone knows it. That's why you're losing members. That's why you're losing subs. That's why people don't want to talk to you on Twitter. You have to change for that to improve.
And then, so you feel like nothing you say is going to satisfy anyone. But I just want to say that even though things have kind of gone or, you know, stalled a little bit, I'm not going to like give up my job and what I do. I can't find my glasses. My eyeballs are like so tight right now. They're tired because I've been staring at a computer all day.
again with the hate word. Please. Try to just see what is going on around you. You're so sort of not self-aware. I don't know what you want people to do.
Like, everyone just wants me to quit, and I'm not a quitter. Like, that's just not how I roll. I've never been a quitter. I've also never been the kind of person that bends to negativity. I've always been a pretty positive person, and
No one wants you to quit, Katie. People want you to stop with the harassment, with the attacks. You claim it's against TOS to go against other creators, yet you've done it time and time again. You ignored 4 cease and desists. Jeez. This is really hard trying to keep calm. Okay, pull it back. Let's go.
I'm just like grateful that there's been this sliver of people that in the middle of all of this have just persevered and pushed through and have continued to send me kindness. You know, I had someone send me a message on Twitter today, and they didn't even like, they weren't someone that even particularly liked me, but they sent me like this encouraging comment, like, you know, what's right is right, and what's happening right now to you is not. So, you know, things like that. Like, even when people that don't appreciate you can say, like, you know, what is happening is not okay. It's like, I don't know, it just made me feel like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, maybe some of it is not okay, Katie, but a lot of it is people trying to get through to you. And literally people can't get through to you. You sit there, you judge people, you're rude, you attack people. People who have been kind to you, you've gone against them within 24 hours. People you've done a collab with, you've gone against them because things didn't turn out the way you wanted it to. You've gone through someone's bankruptcy papers. Okay, they might be public record, but it's still not right. It's just not right. And you feel like you're justified to do these things, but then anyone does these things to you, and then it's breaking the rules. You're breaking the rules, breaking the law, whichever one you decide to choose on at the moment. So what are people supposed to say, Katie?
Thank you. You know, but yeah, I mean, the trolls, the trolls are, the trolls are never going to be satisfied. So, yeah, Debbie, I'm sorry. I did get your email, but I'm not responding to really anyone.
Katie, we're not all trolls. We're all just trying to get by.
And I just saw the email, but I hadn't had a chance to read it, and I honestly have not been responding to any messages. So I do want to say that I'm sorry, and I'm sorry if I upset you. I'm sorry if you, oh, it was this person. This is the person that left me a really nice comment. Like, it changed my whole day, honestly, to get that message. It was weird. But I'm sorry that you, I read your email just like
Katie, I have a suggestion for you. Go back through your videos, watch them as if it's the first time you've ever seen them, but also watch them like you're a viewer, like you're a subscriber or a member. Don't go in there thinking, well, I'm just rewatching my videos that I made. Go in there and really, really think about how people feel when you make those videos. Think about the things you're saying. Think about your mannerisms and your tone. But please, please, please keep in mind that you're only a sub or a viewer. Even a member if you really want to go there. But don't look at it like you made these videos. Look at them like you've never looked at them in your life. And if you can do that, and then come back and say that you've done nothing wrong, then I don't know. But when you do go back, Katie, go to the ones that you've had the most problems with. Tati Westbrook videos, Shane Dawson videos, that 10-year-old girl whose name I'm not going to say. But watch them like you've never seen them before. Watch them like you've never heard the titles before. And then try to understand where people are coming from.
Not feel like it's really hard sometimes when you have so many people telling you that you suck to not start to feel like you suck, you know? And when everyone starts yelling at you, it's hard not to feel like you are the worst person in the world, because you must be the worst person in the world if everyone thinks that you're the worst person in the world. And
Katie, you're a long way off being the worst person in the world, sweetie. You may have more haters than Jeffree Star right now, but I don't think you're anywhere near being the most hated woman in the world.
then that's hard because you know you're not the worst person in um, thank you, Preston Fangirl. I'm not, the trolls, honestly, the trolls will be the ones. It was just odd. Thank you, Preston Fangirl. I'm not, the trolls, honestly, the trolls will be the ones that, I know the trolls' comments. They will say things like, you're a dark energy person, you're a nasty human being, it's your fault that you're being treated this way, you deserve this, it's your fault you suck, you are doing criminal things, I'm not, you are a nasty, horrible human being, I'm not. I've actually learned a lot about trolls in the last month. I've been reading about them online to understand their psychology. And apparently a lot of trolls are psychopaths. I had no idea. A lot of trolls are also sadists. I had no idea. So they get off on hurting people. So I'm not so worried about them. Like, I can tell.
Honestly, Katie, there's times I think you actually enjoy hurting people. And that comes from your expressions, your body language, the way you talk about it. Because there are times I think you're getting a real kick out of putting someone down. A real kick out of putting someone down. And honestly, I don't know how you do it. And honestly, I don't know how you do it. But you do.
When people don't want to hear me. And I'm not trying to, convince those people, because those people will never be convinced. It's the people that I want to see me that aren't like those people and maybe have been afraid
Sorry, my light fell over.
I just want to say thank you. Thank you guys for being there, for hearing me out, for listening, and I'm sorry if I've been overwhelmed. I'm sorry if I've felt defensive. I'm sorry if I've felt alone. I've never felt...
You can't say sorry if, Katie. It takes the whole meaning out of I'm sorry. I'm sorry if, I'm sorry but, I'm sorry that. Please. No, they don't work. Can't say sorry followed with an if, but, what or why. That or they.
more alone in my life than I do right now. I've never felt more beat down than I do right now. I've never felt more just destroyed, and it's not easy. So,
No, I imagine it's not easy. But Kate, you need to really open your eyes and realise that all this is of your own doing. You do this yourself.
thank you from the bottom of my heart. I don't even know why I'm crying. It's been a really raw, really bad few weeks. And it's hard sometimes to like get up on camera all the time and like put on a happy face, and like feel good about what you're doing and feel like you're contributing something positive, and like it's hard when you have always gotten such joy out of your job and you feel like your job has made people hate you and you have no control over it, and all you want is for someone to stick their neck out and be like...
But you do have control over it, Katie. You have quite a fair bit of control, actually. If you wasn't so mean and abrupt to people, people might like you more. But you're just so... Actually, you can be really cruel. And there is a young girl out there who actually tried to hurt herself because the people who were doing things in your name were frightening her.
It's enough, It's enough. I'm a quiet watcher of yours and I've been for a while, even your lives. I never comment, but I want to lend support today. Thank you so much, Casey. It's just been a lot, and I always just try to put my best foot forward, and I always think about how I got through my son almost passing away, and so I think like these last few months, I just think like, oh my God, like like, oh my God, just thank you. Like, if I can get through what my son, if I can get through almost losing my child, like I can get through anything, if I can get through the darkest moment.
Katie, I understand that your son went through a really rough time when he was born. And believe me, my son did too. I have 4 babies who were born in March. One of them wasn't even born. And I have a baby, a little boy, who is 6 in March. March the 7th. daughter who will be 25, I think. My brain's fried. On the 19th, and a son who will be 24 on the 12th. And my first son, my eldest son, he spent a number of weeks on the life support. I've said this in another video, but I understand it. But what I don't understand is why, when everything starts to go downhill, you decide it's a good idea to talk about your son. You've told people that you're not going to talk about him, but then you will use him as a shield to protect you from the backlash of the latest thing that you've created, the latest mess that you've created. But he's here, he's alive, and he seems to be doing really, really well. So embrace him, Katie. He's not going to be little forever, and like, he's not really that little now. He's 8, and these years as little ones, they go by so quickly. One day they were in newborns, the next they're in 6 to 7s. Like I said, I got 4 babies who were born in March. One of them wasn't born, but I got 3 living children in March. Whilst pregnant with my last born, I found out why my babies were premature, because I have a rare genetic disease. But we just get on, and we're blessed and thankful that my children survived. So you talk about him like he's gone. You literally talk about your son like he's not even here anymore, and that's heartbreaking.
Of my life by my child surviving and getting through some of the hardest surgeries with him and fighting so hard for him. Like, I do realize that that ends up, like, forming who you are. And so, when people are always like, well, how do you keep going? Like, how do you keep doing it? And I just think, like, I can't stop. Like, I have to keep going because I've made a commitment to my family. I've made a commitment to my son. My husband was laid off, so really this is our only source of income right now, and I have to keep going. It's hard when you feel like everyone hates you to keep going, but you have to keep going. And thank you for your super sticker. I'm not trying to play the victim here at all. I'm actually just really overwhelmed more than anything. I'm not playing like it's not like I'm sitting here trying to, like, make you feel sorry for me. That's really not it. It's just I wanted to say thank you because this has been literally one of the hardest times of my life.
I disagree.
And I have learned so much. You have no idea how much I've learned. I've learned so much about the legal system. I've learned so much about researching. I have learned so much about my tenacity, and I've learned so much about just the will to, like, get through things. I've learned so much about, like, oh my gosh, there's so many things that I can't wait to tell you guys, and one day I'll be able to tell you everything. I just can't wait for that day. Like, it like kills me that I have to, like, hold things inside, and it's hard when you know things and you can't share them, and it's just overwhelming, and oh, my son. Thank you, Darby, for your super chat. Lean on us. We are here for you. Your life's getting through a rough time in my life. I'm forever grateful to reach out. You're a very special mom and a very genuine person. You're in my prayers. Thank you. I just like I wouldn't wish what's happening right now to me to anyone else. I would not wish this on anyone. But I also know that like this could happen to anyone, and it does happen to anyone, and so like it's just one thing, another thing.
So this could happen to anyone, yes, if they go too far. It won't happen to anyone if they stick to the boundaries. You don't have to go digging for every single piece of information there is out there. Whatever happens on YouTube and Twitter. Okay. But you went real life, Katie. You went looking for Tati's dad. You was bringing up information on James's mum. You accused people of some really, really bad things. And you're in such denial about it. And now look, I'm willing to talk to you. I'm willing to get on a FaceTime, Facebook, Skype, whatever, and have a talk. You say that people would see a different side to you if they would talk to you. Well, I'm prepared to talk to you, Katie. But first you'd have to unblock me. But I would be coming with receipts. And I would expect answers and not be danced around the questions.
You have to get through in life. But I've never been in such a position where so many people want to tear me down and don't even want to hear what I have to say and just want to make me guilty before I'm ever even, like, everything is under the preponderance of guilt or accusations that become allegations that become facts to people, and it's things that I haven't even done. And
but you have done these things, Katie. The evidence is on YouTube. The evidence is on Twitter. The evidence is on Reddit. You have done these things. But you're in complete denial. You don't even see what you're doing. And that's why people get so frustrated with you. And that's why I'm getting frustrated now. Because you're just in denial. This is insane. Please. Open your eyes and see what you're doing.
it's things I would never support, and behaviors I would never be okay with. And anyone that knows me would know that, you know? I think no matter how people feel, no one can take how strong you've been through your son's medical issues to what's going on now. It says a lot. Many wouldn't have made it through, and you have. Yeah. So honestly, I'm just
Okay then. Answer me this question. If it wasn't you who was bragging about Tati Westbrook sending you 3 cease and desists, if it wasn't you who was bragging about Tati sending 4 cease and desists, and it wasn't you who said that James Westbrook turned off his mother's oxygen, and it wasn't you who said that he done it for the inheritance, and also making her sign loan agreements while she was on her deathbed, and it wasn't you who claimed Tati Westbrook is selling snake oil. So is there a twin running around we should be worried about? I'm just trying to understand, Katie. I just want to understand, because This is confusing. You are in so much denial that it's insane.
I'm grateful. And I think people have thought like I've not been taking things seriously because I don't show it, or I don't express it, or I don't share how I'm feeling, or I don't show you my anxiety or my frustration. Trust me, like the 5 pounds, I think, or 7 pounds I've gained in the last 3 months is an indication that I am trying to manage as best as I can, and I've never eaten more M&Ms in my entire life. So there's that. Mob mentality.
5 to 7 pound weight increase. Katie, you'd swear you're an Oompa Loompa, and you're not. You're far from it. You could actually do with gaining a few pounds. No offence meant.
And the really sadistic trolls feeding false info or misunderstandings to people with good intentions who believe it until it becomes fact, and it's so painful to watch. It's painful to watch people like lob allegations at you that are just so factually wrong, and that even if you say that it isn't true, they don't believe you, and then.
But they're not wrong, Katie. Everything people are saying to you is 100% right. None of it is factually wrong. But you keep shouting that it is.
They gaslight you and they make you think like you're the one that's breaking down because you're acting emotional, or you are defending yourself, and so then you're acting erratic.
No.
And I've been really like just patient and trying to like stay focused, and I
Really?
feel like I know it'll eventually turn around. I'm just sort of been like waiting for the bottom, and I feel like that bottom was like this week, and I'm like, this can't get any worse than what I've gone through this week. It's been horrible. And just the emails I've received are so terrible, and like I just, none of you would deserve this. I would never want anyone to go through this. I wouldn't.
But Katie, people are going through it. People are getting death threats, and you're tagged in them. You're literally tagged in threats on Twitter. And they're doing it in your name, calling you out as their queen. And I'm not joking either, because they are. And you're acting like it's only you. If you are getting death threats, because I don't know. We've seen no evidence of you getting death threats, but damn, everyone else has had some right nasty death threats.
Never want to put anyone through this, and I would never want anyone to read the things that have been written to me. And I just hope that you guys remember that when you are watching people on a channel, that we are human, and that you may not like us, and your emotions might get so high and heightened, but we are still humans, and we still read these words, and it's really hard to hear things like you should die, you know, over and over and over.
What about Nat then? What about Charlotte, who's been signed up to adult websites, who's been threatened someone was outside her house? What about Nat, who almost done something to herself? And God, I wish I knew where she lived, because I could go and make sure she was okay. But Katie, you're talking about yourself. You're not even considering the other people who've had death threats, the other people who've had threats to hurt them, threats to do God knows what to them. is exactly what people say. You have zero self-awareness. You're just selfish.
Again. Or you should just go kill yourself. Or, it gets overwhelming.
No, I don't want you to go kill yourself, and neither do most of the other people. The other people who are getting threats in your name. Nobody wants you to go hurt yourself. Why do you think you had the police called out twice?
And it's like, for what? What did I do? I didn't do anything, So, thank you, Bree. Thank you, Steph. Oh, yeah, the membership link. Jesse, can you drop the membership link? Thank you. Hey, Jessica. Don't be. It's fine, Janet. The mob phenomenon is just very scary. Having been on the other end of cancel culture, I want to just say, this is the worst experience that anyone can go through. And while sometimes I think it's justified and there's actions that truly do warrant the troll-like behavior and the canceling, there are just other times that the mob gets so vicious and it just gets so overwhelming. And it's so easy, a lie spreads so much faster than the truth, and a truth can take forever to come out, but it's the lie that goes further, and so you always just have to, remember that, it's hard, and I'm not a patient person all the time, so, when I hear the lies, I'm like, I just want to scream, and I want to yell, and I can't respond, and I just want to, show people why I feel the way that I do, and I can't, and I want to show everyone everything, but I can't, and, I would have thought by now that some of these creators that are doing this to me would have realized that, they too could be on the other end of this at any time, and it's like some of them are just taking joy in it's funny because a lot of these same creators will say trauma isn't tea, but they are getting off on my trauma. They are making videos on my trauma and then coming onto my channel and saying, you can't talk about this, you can't talk about that because that's traumatic, but yet they have no problem traumatizing me. And I don't care if people say anything about me, I honestly don't, but it's I just want to wave a white flag and ask people to please be kinder. Please remember that I'm a human. Please stop associating blame to everything I do. Please remember that nothing you are hearing right now is...
Then stop being a person that people want to be nicer to, Katie. Like I said, you're not a nice person. And how can you be the person you are and expect other people just to like what you do? How can you expect people to just overlook things you say about people? When if someone else was saying the same thing about you, oh my God, it would be a huge, huge different story. And it's absolutely insane.
Fact or proven. Thank you, Kiki, for becoming a member. Thank you, Rebecca, for the super sticker. It's funny because Joe was someone that really made a lot of nasty videos about me for a very long time. And after a year of doing it, she said to me, I was wrong about you. You're not even like that. You're not even this person that I made you out to be. You're not like that at all. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. When people get...
So people don't see the person you are then, you're saying? then show us who the person you really are, Katie. Because as all we see is someone who blocks people when they send super chats. Taser the YouTubers down and then accusing people of breaking TOS when they try to say something back to you. How do people know who you are when the person you're showing us is all that we see?
Know me, I'm actually really, I'm not. Thank you, Connie. Thank you, Kristen. They don't understand. They can be on the other end of this at any time. As my aunt says, don't spit up in the air. Yeah, like Joe says, I bullied you. Simple. Yeah, like Joe has admitted and acknowledged that like she had no place and no business to do it, and she had no reason to, and she just did it because she got stuck in the mob, you know. And it's like, do I trust Joe? No, but she has shown me a lot over the last, you know, several months that she has stuck to her word of not dragging me and, you know, trying to come to me when there's issues. And that's the other thing that frustrates me is like, on YouTube, we're supposed to be a community, and if we have problems with each other, we're supposed to go to one another, and we're supposed to be able to work things out. And it's scary because I'm in a position now, if I want to even ask a creator, like say like I did see a video that wasn't like accurate, I would be too scared now to even talk to them about it because I would be afraid that if I said something to them, they would use that in a video. I'm afraid to speak to my subscribers because I feel like I'm constantly being set up. People are trying to frame me for crimes. It's scary, you know.
There's actually only one person who can try and set you up. Everyone else wants you to change, wants you to be a nicer person, wants you to be a more considerate person of others. Because you don't know how to be.
Really scary. And there's nothing more terrifying than when you literally have people literally trying to frame you for crimes and you are knowing no, you didn't do it. And it's like no one believes you and people think that you are this evil, vindictive person, and it's like, I had no part of this. This is not my doing. And I wish that I could just like, these creators that are getting so many clicks and views off of this would just realize that I'm a human being and that at some point this just constant stabbing at me, it needs to like either stop, or like if you truly cared, maybe you would want to get to know me, that I'm not a horrible person. I'm not. Have there been times that I've been confrontational and on edge? Yeah, it's been a hard 4 months. Like, imagine having 9 million eyes on you and feeling like everyone hates you. And then if you even try to approach someone.
Katie, this has been going on for longer than 4 months. This started well before you being sued. This is why you're being sued, Katie. Try to see what everybody else sees. This is the exact reason you're getting sued.
To set the record straight, they just flip it on you and they turn your what you said into something negative, and they make 7 videos on it.
Nobody's turning anything you said into something negative. These are comments you've made. These are what's the word? These are statements that you've made. And there's video evidence everywhere of it, Katie.
Makes me not want to talk to anyone because nobody cares. No one's this entire time has cared to see my side. No one has cared.
Okay, well, come talk to me. Let's get on a FaceTime. You make it make sense to me. And then we can start going to see how we can get other people to see what you see. But I'm willing to talk. You gotta unblock me first, but I'm willing to talk. You name the day and the time and I will be there. As long as my kids are either in school or bed, that is. Because they get all my attention when they're alive.
To see the person that I am, no one has cared. All they've cared about is making me evil, and I know I'm not an evil person. And it's hard to watch my channel just fall apart. It's been like the biggest thing and the most important thing to me. It's like watching people no longer watch and click on my videos when I'm working so hard. It's like...
And what do you expect the way you speak to people, Katie? You're sitting there crying about your channel falling apart. But it's falling apart because of your actions. Actions come with consequences. And the way you speak to people, the way you treat people is why your fat channel's falling apart.
Watching like your dreams fall apart, knowing that the money that you're now spending on legal fees was supposed to be for your child. It's like...
You can't blame anybody, Katie, but yourself for the legal fees you're paying out. They won't sue me. They're never going to sue me. It costs more for them. They've sent me 4 cease and desist. They're not going to sue me. No, Katie. Of course they're not going to sue you. I'm quite crying about it. It's done. Pull up your big girl panties and carry on. Deal with the issues. No point crying. And I'm sorry, but from everything I've seen people are going through this week, and the heartache that people are going through this week, in your name, I can't feel any sympathy for you. My sympathy is all taken up by people who need it and deserve it.
It's so overwhelming. And I feel like no one wants to speak up for me because they're so afraid of the mob. They're so afraid that if they do want to say something about me and they do support me, they're so afraid of these nasty trolls that have been trying to frame me for crimes. They are so... Like, I'm looking at a screenshot yesterday of a guy literally admitting that he's trying to plant evidence to get me arrested. I mean, can you imagine seeing something?
That's one person, Katie. And that was Jesse, who is bang out of order. And he's been told by several people that he's bang out of order. So, yeah, no. You don't get that one.
And then knowing that they're actively doing it, and then creators making videos on it and acting like it's true. It's sad watching my Twitter just shrivel up. Like, no one even engages with me on Twitter anymore.
And why would they engage with you on Twitter, Katie? The moment they respond to you, you're going to block them. The moment they give you a suggestion, you block them. You only have to speak to you and mistype something, and oops, they're blocked.
Because relationships with my subscribers, and I have put my heart and soul into this for you guys. And
you may have put your heart into building this channel, Katie, but you also put your heart into destroying it too. Sadly, that's the way it goes.
all I've ever wanted to do with the content I make is to make you happy. And I just wanted to add commentary and add...
How can you make people happy when you're so rude to them? When you're so abrupt and you're blaming them for everything?
Blair, and people say that this is like my karma, but I didn't do anything that warrants...
But you did, Katie. You did do something. You done more than something. You done a lot of things. I'm not going to keep repeating myself about the Westbrooks or the stuff that you and Sanders Kennedy was dishing out, which was, again, lies. Lies and accusations, that's all you throw out. And to be a decent channel, you can't go around throwing around lies and accusations against people. You can't go looking through people's personal records. Find out if someone's got a bankruptcy claim. Find out if someone's father's part of the mafia. These things are things that you've done, Katie. And you can't blame anyone else unless you have some sort of evil twin sister, which nobody knows about. Do you? Because I'm sure everyone would love an answer. But this is ridiculous. You're sitting there crying over things that you've done, over situations that you've caused.
this. I haven't done anything differently than any of these other commentators that are talking about me at all. If you want to look at the facts of everything, that's the truth. I haven't done anything differently than any of the commentators that are currently talking about me.
But you have, Katie. Other commentators are not looking at bankruptcy claims. They're not looking at birth certificates. They're not looking at someone's father's birth certificate or his employment history. These things are just insane. Why can't you understand this?
And that's the scary thing for all commentary channels. Like, you shouldn't want this to happen because it's going to set a really shitty precedent. I want you to talk about me. I just want you to be a little bit kinder. I want you to stop the hate, Mom. I want you guys to realize that all of these videos have created such a tidal wave of hate that it's hard to get up some days. It's hard for me to even move. And I just thought, like, the gaslighting that I've been under has been horrific. I say one thing and they gaslight me and say, well, you are a terrible person, so you deserve this. Or, you know, I show reasons for why what is being said isn't true and that I'm supposed to shut up. Or then they flip they move the goalposts. So we weren't mad about you about that. We were mad about you about this. It's like this never-ending game. I cannot speak for everyone, but I honestly say that I don't hate you. I'm Switzerland, and all this kindness still matters. So take a deep breath, get yourself some Starbucks and whatever, and keep your chin up. Thank you, Angelo. I just really need you guys to please be kinder, Angelo, and really just...
But are you going to give the same courtesy, Katie? You want people to be kinder to you, but are you going to be kinder to them? Because you've been so mean. So mean.
Give me a chance to, like, show to you people that I'm not this horrible person. Because right now, everyone thinks I'm terrible, and nobody has had the chance to see me. Thank you, Angelo.
But you
And I
haven't,
have said,
Katie, not
I'm sorry,
properly.
and I have made so many changes that I.
But you haven't, Katie, not properly. You haven't properly apologised. You will put an apology up for anything between 10 to 24 hours. And then you'll delete it. That's even if someone's lucky to get a written apology. And even a video apology, 10 to 12 hours, 24 maximum. Just delete it.
Feel like I've been so positive, and it's always the next thing that I've done wrong. I've been following you for quite some time. I believe you and stand with you. I've seen the horrible things people say, and you don't deserve it. You're an amazing mom and woman, and I adore you, and I hate that you are in this bad place. Did I speak to you on Instagram Live, Ashley? Was that you? Because I can't remember, but thank you. Thank you for that message. We are here. We care. The truth will come out in the end. Thank you, Candace. I just, like.
Katie, the truth is out there, all of it, all documented. You going after people time and time again with no real reason for it.
CPS has been at my house. We've had the police at my house twice.
Okay, CPS and the police come into your house. Let's have a look at those, shall we? Why did the police come to your house, Katie? Because you said that you wanted to hurt yourself. And people were concerned because you were really upset. CPS was called out because of the I've been in that room 10 hours statement, and then the banging, the slamming and the screaming. So you can't really blame people for that. They were just thinking about what was best for your situation.
We've had to, we've installed cameras. I'm paying for attorneys. I have. It's scary. And what I'm going through right now could happen to anyone. And as easily as it's so easy to go on this hate mob, it's like at some point you just have to ask people, like, you are really hurting my mental health. Like, could you please stop? I don't want to continue. I want to just do my job. I don't want to fight with people. I don't want to argue. But as much as you're entitled to an opinion, so am I. I feel like my voice has been stolen from me. I feel like people are trying to tell me to be silent. The same people that are telling me to be silent are the same ones that are demanding that there be free speech. The same ones that don't want to do deplatforming are actively working to deplatform me.
Come on, Katie, please, come on. That's not the truth, and you know it. People are not trying to silence you, they're trying to stop you from being so mean. They're trying to stop you from causing all these problems. You have absolutely no self-awareness of what you do and what you say. And until you do, there's going to continuously be problems in whatever walk of life you go through. Now, me and you, Katie, were the same age, right? And I know if I was accusing people of the things you've accused people of, if I was spreading rumours the way you do, and attacking people the way you do, you do a video collab with someone and the next day you attack them. You just can't stop yourself. But then you blame everybody else. And you're sitting there crying, blaming everybody else for hurting you and damaging your mental health. What do you think the other ladies are going through? There's Sue, there's Nat, there's Charlotte. None of them asked for what you threw at them. And the people who are doing this in your name. And apparently you said you know who done it, so tell us who done it. Give us the information we need so they can be stopped, because it's absolutely ridiculous. And I can tell you now, from what I've heard about your threats and theirs, deep breath. I'm not going to do this whole video today. I'm going to do so much today and then so much tomorrow maybe.
The same people that have accused me of things have done far worse. So if we're really about not deplatforming people, then maybe we need to stop trying to destroy one another. I've never understood this idea of just not just staying in your lane. Like, I can have an opinion on...
Katie, how many times have you gone after the person? The Westbrooks, Leslie Bass, Shane Dawson, Jeffree Star, most recently Trisha Paytas. There is so much of a list out there of people you've gone after. Nick Snyder, Dustin Daly, Creepshow Art. That's just to name a few, Katie. That people have that you've gone after willingly.
Somebody's coverage of something, it's my opinion. But the way that some of these people put the information out about me, it is so vile and it is so cruel and it is so wrong. It's like bullying, and it's like Truth by Allie. How many more videos are you gonna make about me? I mean, do you find joy in making me into a target?
Then stop giving people reasons to make videos about you, Katie.
I know that you have been on the receiving end of this, Allie. You know what this feels like. I'm just begging you, Allie. Could you please just stop? Please. Could you find someone else to pick on? Could you find someone else to turn into a meme? You have been on the other side of this, Allie. You know how shitty this feels. And I would hope that you see this and hear this, because every time I go into my channel, it's another video from you, and it's so vile. The titles are vile. The hate that people have from...
But this is the way you're making people feel, Katie, with what you do on a daily basis. And like I said, until you see what you're doing is wrong, you're never going to get out of this everlasting roller coaster that keeps going round and round and round. And people don't want to be sort of, oh my God, what has she done today? What has she done? What has she said? For a lot of people, they wake up in the morning and think, oh God, do I even want to go on YouTube today? Do I even want to make another video today? What am I going to make a video on? Okay, Katie's done this, this, this and this. But then you're claiming to be innocent and claiming that people are attacking you.
These videos, the ramping up that happens from these videos. It just needs to stop. Like, you don't have to like me, but I'm in the same...
Yes, Katie, it does need to stop. You need to stop being so rude to people. You need to stop attacking people for absolutely no reason whatsoever.
business as you. And I don't want you to do bad. I don't want to do bad. I want to do well, and I want you to do well. And the same people that are doing this to
No one is lying, Katie. Why can you not see that? Nobody, absolutely nobody is lying. No one is lying about you. You're accusing people of lying daily, and they're not. They're just saying things you've done. And people are tired of it. Okay, so
I have not been perfect. I have apologized endlessly. And like, what is your end game? Because I'm not leaving YouTube. I'm not gonna leave. And everything I say, people say I'm lying. I literally have a meeting with my YouTube manager and I say, is my channel at risk of losing people? And they say, no, you're fine. Your channel's in great standing. You don't ever break the rules. You are good. And then people say I'm lying about that. Like I didn't speak to my YouTube manager via Skype or Google meetups, you know? Like I have. And then when I've reached out to people to ask them to remove their videos, then make videos about me asking them to take their videos down. So how are we supposed to exist in this kind of atmosphere where you can't even ask someone, creator to creator, like, could you please stop? Could you please just ease up a little bit? Could you please just find some compassion? Like, I don't want...
you expect people to have compassion for you and take videos down for you, yet you have compassion but for no one but yourself. And I don't get it, Katie. Or should I say Catherine? Because you tore Tati Westbrook down. And I mean, you tore her down. You went after her time after time after time. You had 4 cease and desists which you ignored and bragged about. And you're saying that people, when you go to people, they should take their videos down. They should take their content down. But you can still bash them. And 9 times out of 10, Katie, it starts off with you. It starts off with you being the problem. And nobody owes you anything. Nobody should be making you a better person. Nobody owes you a conversation. Nobody is obligated to take videos down that they've made of your behaviour. And it's not made up, and it's not lies. Because the evidence is all there, Katie. And I'm willing to talk to you. I'm willing to find out what your truth is. And I don't mean in a court stuff case, I wouldn't even bring that up. But like, look at the other things that you've done, Katie. The way that you went after BX Beast Boy. You can't even pronounce his name right on purpose. And just think about all the people you have gone after. And did you take them videos down? And I don't know, Katie. I don't know what you expect of people. You want them to be who you're not. You expect people to treat you better than you treat them. That is probably the simplest way to put it. You expect people to be the way you're not.
To destroy other creators, and I've never wanted to
But you have tried to destroy other creators, Katie. Again, Shane Dawson, Jeffree Star, Nick Snyder, Dustin Daly, Rich Lux, Creepshow Art, Charlotte. All people that you've gone after. All people that you've accused of doing things.
Thank you, Natalie. I've been following Katie a long time too, and she's so kind and very supportive. I've seen her make mistakes, and I've seen her apologize, and she has a really good heart. This hurts to see this happening. And that's the part that's frustrating, is I do apologize, and then people just don't, it's like they just want to come back and like bring up the same.
But your apology isn't genuine. As I've said before, if, but, where, what, why. If any of those come after I'm sorry, then the apology is worthless. And I can't even say that you're actually sincere now. Because it's all tears and tantrums to get your subs back. The members and the subs that you spoke to like they were something off the bottom of your shoe. And I just feel like I'm constantly going round and round in circles. But there's a part in this video that I want to get to, and then I'll be done.
Things that I've apologized for a million times, and just hold it over my head. Like, you want me to apologize, but then you don't allow me to grow. And how do you actually sit in a space with people where you demand accountability, but then you don't let the people be accountable? And then you're constantly trying to manufacture or fabricate the next.
But Katie, you've done this to hundreds, if not thousands of people, where you said they should apologise and they've apologised, and you said you should leave them grow, but you don't. You just keep attacking and attacking them. But that's something you do, and people are only returning what you do to them to you.
Reason why you need to hold them accountable. If you're constantly grasping and looking for a reason for someone to be accountable, you're probably just doing this for the sake of views and to hurt people. I understand that drama sells, but I just really would love to not be everyone's content. I would love for the attorneys that are covering this case to maybe be a little bit more tactful and graceful and understanding how when they talk about me, they're not really always, it's just overwhelming. Once another drama comes out with a different YouTuber, they will move on. Except this is like the never-ending one. But it's like the most boring one, because there's nothing here, and it's like, but manufactured stuff. I mean, if what you guys saw this week isn't evidence of what's happening
Like
with
this.
the manufactured stuff, like, I really hope you can see that.
No?
I have to ask you a question, just like human to human, Ashley. I've seen some of the things that you've said about me. I've seen the way that you treated me on an Instagram live. And I just wonder sometimes, like, when people get like this, do you feel like you're doing it because you truly hate me? Or are you motivated because the mob is going to support the tactics? It feels so weird to have someone give me $50 in a super chat who on an Instagram live was terrible to me. You know, it's hard for me to connect these dots in my mind. And while I hope this opens up a space where we can have a should want.
Katie, the only reason you're paying out all this money is because of things that you've said. Hold yourself accountable for the things that you've said to Tati Westbrook and about her, for the mean comments you've made, for the nasty, harassing, horrible comments that you've made about the Westbrooks, both of them. How you can actually be so blind to the things that you've done, I don't know.
Want this to happen, because if this happens, everyone that commentates is at risk. Freedom of speech matters so much, and we shouldn't be silenced, and I don't want to be silenced. I've never wanted to be silenced, and I feel like my voice has been taken from me, and people say you have to get offline, but I'm not saying anything. I'm just trying to do my job, and then even when I'm trying to do my job, people are accusing me of crimes that I'm not doing. I have no reason to willingly commit crimes in front of your face, and I would never do it in such a blatant way. Like, why would I go out of my way to literally commit crimes and show you the evidence? If I was going to commit crimes, don't you think I'd be a little bit more tactful than like literally showing you what I'm doing?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
That wasn't you? Okay. I thought that was you, Ashley. Maybe that wasn't you. I'm sorry. There was another Ashley. Maybe you're not the Get Real. Are you not the Get Real Ashley? I apologize. To the Get Real Ashley, then, I'm sorry. I didn't realize she admitted she was wrong. Who are we talking about? Who admitted she was wrong? This isn't me needing to take a step back. This is honestly tonight me trying to just say I'm sorry if I've upset you. I'm a human being. I will always be accountable. I am sorry that you are upset with me. I promise that in time the truth will come out. I hope you realize that I'm a human that is not perfect, and no one is. I would hope that the same grace that you extend to others could be extended to me. I just want to get back to a space where I enjoy what I do and not feel scared to do my job. I don't want to be scared that every day I'm going to be framed for a crime that I didn't commit. I'm scared for my safety. I don't want to feel that way. I have, in terms of the content that I cover on my channel, like, I try to be very balanced, and yes, I can be snarky sometimes, but that's like me being entertaining and being silly and goofy. And thank you. I feel like I've been begging you guys to hear this for 2 months and nobody's listening.
Okay, I'm going to go back a slight little bit, because this is a bit I've been waiting for, which I'm really confused about. I don't know if anyone else noticed this yet. I'm kind of hoping people have noticed it. So let me just bring that back a couple of seconds, and let's let it go through the whole comment, then I want to discuss it. And this will probably be the end of the video then tonight.
should want anyone in our community trying to pin crimes on people. No one should be bragging in DMs that they are trying to plant evidence so that I am convicted of federal crimes. Like, these are really things happening, and people are just, like, okay with it because the trolling has gotten so out of control. Convict people for crimes they actually commit. Don't manufacture crimes because you want to convict someone to prove that they're a bad person. They're so sick. I wish it was when you were silly and goofy and smiled so much. You should be able to be happy in your job all the time. It's been hard to be silly. It's been hard to be funny. It's been hard to be creative. It's been hard to put together.
Let's go back again and listen to that 1 second again.
They're so sick. Troll. DMs that they are. So maybe this past week will be your wake up call for you to realize, but that's like me be scared that every day I'm going to be afraid. That is not perfect, and no one is. I would hope that the same grace that you extend to others could be extended to me.
Sorry, I went back a bit too far.
I just want to get back to a space where I enjoy what I do and not feel scared to do my job. I don't want to be scared that every day I'm going to be framed for a crime that I didn't commit. I'm scared for my safety. I don't want to feel that way. In terms of the content that I cover on my channel, like, I try to be very balanced, and yes, I can be snarky sometimes, but that's like me being entertained.
No, Katie, you're not snarky. You're mean. You're actually mean to your members and to your subscribers. That's not snarky, that's just nasty.
And being silly and goofy. And, thank you. I feel like I've been begging you guys.
What you see as being silly and goofy, other people see as mean, nasty. Okay, that bit is about to play again now.
To hear this for 2 months and nobody's listening. So maybe this past week will be your wake-up call for you to realize that, like, this kind of behavior should not be acceptable to anyone. No one should want anyone in our community trying to pin crimes on people. No one should be bragging in DMs that they are trying to plant evidence so that I am convicted of federal crimes. Like, these are really things happening, and people are just, like, okay with it because the trolling has gotten so out of control.
Right, so I'm going to be ending it by here. But this is what I want to say about that last comment. Was that Katie's confession? Was that confessing that everything that's happened this last week with the death threats, with the attacks, with the emails and the hacking, was that Katie confessing right there? That is my question. I almost feel like that was Katie admitting to everything she did. Maybe other people got other thoughts on that one, I don't know. And with that, I am going to call it a night. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, comment, and maybe join as a sub to watch my channel grow, hopefully. Night, everyone.